Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. This is Becca with House of Lenormand. Today is Monday, July 15th, 2019. And I went ahead and did this reading here. I drew a double line of 5 to see where the money went from. I guess there's missing funds from the IRS. So I drew a double line of 5 to see. So let's go ahead and take a look at this together. On the first row, we see the tower, the snake, the stars, the moon, and the book. And then on the second row here, we have the bear, the fish, the dog, the fox, and the sun. So on this top row, it looks like there's government trouble or the government is lying. There's something here to do with celebrity or the media, some sort of advertisement that has been kept secret. And then in this next row, we can see that the financing and the money, something to do with a fraudulent friend that gets exposed. These two cards here, that's the IRS. It's an institution that has the financing or the money, and this is an institution with money. So this is quite possibly the IRS, and they're lying about the money, or there's a lot of trouble in regards to the money. This here is a famous friend, a very good friend, a successful friend, a friend that's in the media, and perhaps they have a career of fraudulence, or their career and their 9-to-5 job, and a secret that is revealed. It looks like there's going to have to be an audit here and here to find the funds, because the funds, the financing, but I'm not, see, that's the thing, I'm not seeing any transfer cards. I'm not seeing the ship, which would mean that the money was sent away. I'm not seeing the storks, which would be talking about the money being transferred somewhere else. I don't see the letter, which would talk about some sort of a receipt. There's something in writing to transfer the money. So I'm wondering if they financed something for a space program here and here, if we night here, and it wasn't accounted for. And the money and career, this person here, the tower knights to this here, to the dog. So this could be a lawyer. This could be a friend that's in the institution of government, or the person that's overseeing the IRS, or an employee here, their career and their 9-to-5 in the IRS. I don't see the mice, which would talk about stealing the money, thievery, corruption. I don't see that here. All I see is that someone is lying at work, or there's a betrayal at your job, or they're lying about the funds or where the money is. Let me see what else I can get from this. But this person here has a secret. So I'm wondering if this person knows where the money is. And see, because if we knight the bear, it goes to the stars. This is the internet, technology, success, hopes, dreams, wishes, and it's also space. So I'm wondering if they funded something for that stupid, what is it? Not Space Wars, or whatever the hell it is that he wanted to do, the space program that he wanted. And the funds went there, but it wasn't accounted for. But there's going to be an audit here of this person here and the IRS. I don't know when that's going to happen. I don't know if it's underway now. And also, if we knight the fish, it knights to the moon. So that's a career in money and finances. So I'm wondering if this is talking about, what's his name? It could either be Steve Mnuchin, but he's not the head. He's not the head of the department, I don't think. But he was in banking, and he is in the IRS right here and right here. But there's fraud. There's fraud involved. but I'm not seeing the mice, which would talk about them stealing the money though. So if the fox is talking about your 9-to-5 job and employee, there's an employee that's lying. So I'm wondering if this is somebody at the IRS, whether it's Steve Mnuchin or whoever else is heading the IRS, they know where the money is, but they're just lying about it to cover up for this right here. And if the funds went to some sort of a space program here and here, they're just lying about it to cover for this. But it looks like there's going to be some sort of an audit to find it. What else can I see here? Yeah, because this person is keeping a secret. And that secret comes out. This. Here's a really big success with the stars knighting the sun. That's that's fame. See, and these are the 3 celestial cards too, so that's fame and fortune. But it's hard to tell. It's hard to tell if they used it for some sort of a space program or they used it for legal fees here, because the dog knights to the tower. So I'm wondering if they used some of the money for Trump's legal fees. Some of it went to some sort of a space program here, here, and here. And they know where it is, but they're lying about it to cover up for the misappropriation. And there's some sort of an audit coming, or or they need to be audited. Interesting. You know what else? I had read an article a few days ago that was saying that I believe Steve Mnuchin came out and said that the federal government's about to run out of money. I'm going to put these back. I'm going to focus on the fish and see what's going on with that. And I'm wondering if it's the money that's been misplaced from the IRS and the money was sent to different programs that perhaps were not approved, and that's where the auditing needs to come in, and he's lying about where the money is. Or maybe, yeah, but okay, you know what, let me go ahead and do that and I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, so I just read the article again. Steve Mnuchin is warning that the federal government is about to run out of funds in September of this year. So I went ahead and did a box spread to find out why, and I think we all know why, but let's go through it together anyways. This first row, we have the stars, the writer, and the sun. The second row here, we have the anchor, the fish, and the scythe. And then this last row here, we have the letter, the dog, and the fox. So this is saying that there's really good news coming in. Something very happy is being delivered in regards to money from this person here. This is saying that there's a permanent money that is cut. So this is the tax cuts. There's a permanent, the permanent tax cuts for successful people, successful friends here and here. And then there's some sort of legislation or something in writing. This could be the letter that Mnuchin wrote to Pelosi from a friend that is fraudulent or at work. This here, this is saying that the successful business is fraudulent, or that the path for the businesses is fraudulent. There's trouble here. And this is talking about the legislation for money. Could be saying that he's going to be asking for more money to keep the federal government open, because the tax cuts and they don't have any revenue. They're not getting any revenue. The tax cuts here are permanent, except, for working class Americans, those expire, they get cut. But this is the tax cuts here. There's a document that's being delivered that's fraudulent, or a document that's being delivered at work. This is a suspicious friend. So based on the last reading, there's money missing from the Treasury. The federal government is about to run out of money. They're asking for more money here because they don't have any. So they're asking to raise the debt ceiling. So I think Trump put us at what, 2 trillion? And now they're asking to raise it again because the federal government's about to run out of money. I don't see this. This is the tax bill here. I don't see that changing because there's nothing here that says that it's changing or transferred or upgraded. All it says is that it's fraudulent, it's a trick, it's a con. The tax con that they did right here. The successful cut was a con right here. I didn't ask what would happen, but yeah, they are asking for more money. So Pelosi is going to either have to write another check or write another, sign off on another bill to increase the deficit here, but it's a fraud. This is fraudulent. It's a con. Huh. Where's the money, Lebowski? Where is the money, Lebowski? You know what? I'm going to put this back. Hold on here, because I'm seeing some sort of electronic message that's fraudulent that gets exposed. This person here is sneaky. So there may be some sort of sneaky email that gets exposed. Or this could be something in the media, like on a newspaper or something, that's fraudulent and gets exposed. But there's financial fraud here. You know, and we all know that tax cut was a freaking con anyways. It was only written to benefit the people that wrote it, successful friend here and here, to deliver them the money, to get the money to the donors by cutting all the taxes. So, I'm going to put this back. I want to check on the economy. We are what? July, August, September, October. That's 3 months. I'm going to check for October. And it's weird because I did a reading a few weeks ago on Trump for October, and it was saying that businesses were shutting down, bankruptcy. I'm wondering if the economy is going to take a nosedive. I don't know. Let me see. Okay, I'll be right back. Okay, everyone, sorry, it's really noisy. This box spread here is for a general forecast for the economy in October, because it just reminded me of a reading I had done a while back that showed Trump going bankrupt in October, proof of money laundering, and I was wondering if, you know, we've already seen a lot of businesses close down because of the tariffs. That showed up in the previous reading as well. I'm going to, at the end of this video, I'm going to plug that in and go over it again with you so we can compare these readings. So we've already seen the tariffs permanently affecting businesses for the partnerships that they've had for over 30 years, and the tariffs have just cut those off. Those business partnerships are gone. The permanent tax cuts is not generating any revenue for the government. And so, and then there's money missing from the Treasury. You know, it's just a big old mess. So I didn't focus on the fish card. I just picked cards out at randomly for this box spread to see what's coming up in October. And it's funny that the scythe shows up here. That's card number 10. It's for the fall and October more specifically. So let's go ahead and go through this together. On the first row, we see the tower, the child, the key. Second row here, we see the bouquet, the tree, and the fox. And then on this last row here, we see the whip, the mountain, and the scythe. So we're seeing something very important in the early stages in the government here. This could also be talking about the children at the border. But since the question was in regards to the U.S. economy, I'm not sure how that would play into it. Perhaps all the money, the new money that was appropriated for the border could be, or it could just be saying that the government is in the early, it's in the early stages of something really, really important. This here is talking about gifts and investments that are fraudulent. They're not what they appear to be, and they're quite suspicious. And here we're seeing some sort of chronic abuse, a delay, a wall, hitting a wall, and something being cut. This way here we can see that people are not happy with the government. There's some sort of backlash with the government here. There's something going on that's in the early stages of growth that is starting to slow things down. So we may start seeing the slowdown of growth, because the tree takes a long time, and it talks about investments, long-term investments, and a good financial situation, but it's followed by a very negative card, which is a block, a delay, an obstruction, something that takes a long time to get around, a big problem. So we may be seeing the early stages of a big problem as we head into October. And here we see that there's something really important going on here with fraud. Con, perhaps people are having their jobs cut, job losses here. Or fraud that shows up in October. Okay, that's another possibility. If we look at the corners, we see that there's government backlash. Some sort of cut is the answer, or something that was cut is going to be the solution. I do know that because they ran up the deficit so much, the Treasury's missing money, the tax cuts didn't do any good, the tariffs added fuel to the fire. I mean, it's just a whole big mess. So I'm wondering if this here, since it talks about long-term investments, your life, your health, your physical, emotional, and spiritual health, I'm wondering if they're going to find a solution by cutting Social Security and Medicare and Medicaid because of this slowdown right here and the debt. Let's see. So that was the corners. The government is delayed. The government is obstructed. They hit a wall here. There's new abuse or something new that is chronic. Again, this could be the children at the border here that's adding another layer to the economic situation, because they just keep appropriating funds to that with absolutely no oversight. This could be lawsuits as well, right here. Lawsuits coming in, quite possibly for this. Let's see what else we can note. Yeah, children that are cut, or children that are in danger, or the early stages of something that is being cut off. We see a significant slowdown, significant delay, significant obstruction, something that's blocked. And then government fraud and abuse and fraud here. And it's funny that the scythe showed up here too as the last card, for because I asked about the economic forecast for October, and it's saying that there's going to be some backlash, the early stages of some sort of slowdown or an obstruction, and there's something really significant around fraud and cuts. And because this is here, government health cut. So I'm wondering if they're going to be looking at cutting health insurance too, Social Security, Medicare, Medicaid, cutting that for this because something's in the early stages of a slowdown. Government abuse, a government cut. So they may continue to just keep cutting programs and taking money from here, fraudulently taking from here. And then there's going to be public backlash about that. But it looks like that's going to be their solution for all of this. But it looks like a slowdown. A slowdown, an obstruction, a halt, a delay. And since the question was about money, this here, the mountain is talking about difficulties and obstacles, also really heavy debts and monetary struggles. So here's cutting the debt. Cut the debt, perhaps through this right here, because there may be some sort of a slowdown coming up in October, and they need to fraudulently take it out of here for this right here. The debts that are piling up, or some sort of monetary struggle. Interesting. What else can I see here? Yeah, it's like the government health is cut, and then there's abuse to the body, or some sort of something chronic in the body that's going to be the solution. So yeah, is it? But see, the tree doesn't talk about retirement. That's usually the lilies card that talks about retirement, because it's associated to the elders. So the tree here is kind of throwing me off. So there may be some sort of cut to healthcare or something. But how would cutting healthcare help with an economic slowdown and the bills piling up? You know, and then there's also quite possibly all the lawsuits coming in as well for the children at the border here. That's going to add to the pile up. And all this fraud that's taking place in the government here, if we knight here. Hey everyone, welcome back. Okay, so this reading right here was for the U.S. markets in October 2019, and the scythe showed up again here. I didn't focus on any card, so I just randomly chose 9 and laid it down here for a box spread. So we have on this first row here the fish, the mice, the whip. Second row here we have the coffin, the clouds, and the crossroads. And then the third row here we have the house, the letter, and the scythe. So this first row here, money is being lost. Money is being lost chronically. It keeps happening over and over and over again. If this is the markets are losing slowly. It's like a slow bleeding out of funds repeatedly. There's big trouble, endings, confusions, and there's a lot of them. It's starting to, everywhere you look, stuff is starting to close down. This could be businesses shutting down, bankruptcy, businesses that are in trouble, that have been cut perhaps through the tariffs here, legislation to cut. So more businesses shutting down. The markets are losing little by little. Businesses here, homes are being affected, families are being affected. There's confusion, anxiety, and worry, and a lot of trouble here in some sort of a document. I mean, this could be like a newspaper, or, you know, just bills are coming in, checks right here. Checks are coming in, bills are coming in to homes with not enough funds perhaps to pay for these. And here, not only did this show up on its own, which I'm taking it as affirmation that we're talking about October, because this is the October card, 10 for October. We could be seeing there's multiple abuses, like something chronic is happening over and over again on many fronts, and it's being cut here, and there's danger. This right here, I am wondering, because the grand tableau was saying somebody leaves in October, okay? And if you go back to that reading, I was hesitant to do the counting round by 9s to get him into the tableau, because that's not a traditional method. And I don't remember where I saw that. I think I saw that here on YouTube somewhere. That's not a traditional method, but that was the only way to get him into the tableau because he landed on the line of fate. So perhaps this right here is talking about the House finally passes legislation to cut him the hell out of there. Because perhaps it's because the economy is starting to sink here and here. Because this is bankruptcy. This is businesses that are shutting down, money that is lost, money that's lost here, slowly bleeding out. Money is being stolen chronically. And then there's money trouble here. If you follow this line, it's like the money card. This is money, your finances, the stock markets, trade. Okay. So it's followed, it's boxed in by a bunch of negative cards. Negative, this is the most negative, negative, and negative. So this could be talking about the all the trade wars that he started, where businesses are shutting down, the stock market starting to lose money. There's a lot of confusion and anxiety about money not coming in. The money was cut off. And this could quite possibly be legislation coming in from the House to remove him in October. I'm going to err on the side of caution on that because, like I said, it was the only way to get him into the grand tableau was to count rounds or follow the chain of houses. And the chain of houses showed hearings in the House, and all of his businesses and all his shady stuff coming to light, becoming known. And that's what sinks him. It's like it's something that he buried very deeply, but it comes out. And the card that opened up the tableau was the scythe. It was the scythe in the house of the writer. So that could be interpreted as news that arrives in October, and that news is of a separation getting cut off. So this could quite possibly be that the House moves to remove him, legislation that to cut legislation or dangerous news, a dangerous letter that, you know, separation. So to remove him, to impeach him. But yeah, it doesn't look good for the economy, and maybe that's what gets this rolling here. Again, I'm hesitant to say that because, you know, like I'm going to repeat it again, the only way to get him in there was to count rounds. So everything is hinging on what opened up the tableau, which was news of the separation that comes in October. But yeah, the economy here, not well. It's not doing well. Let me see. A family business is cut off for abuse. There's theft in a family of thieves, a family of corruption. There's some sort of a check or a bill or a financial document or financial statement. Let me see here. There's an end to abuse here, an ending to abuse, an end to arguments, an end to criticism. Something gets cut off and ends. If we night this way, something is cut off and ends. There's multiple businesses in the family, and, you know, the family of corruption here. So maybe all of that comes out, and that's what leads to this in October. And it's because it's affecting all of this, the markets and everything, money that was stolen, money that is being lost, the arguments around businesses. So the trade wars here, permanent tax cuts here, you know, so it's looking like as we rev up to October, it may turn out to be a little bit of a bumpy ride economically. Because if this is the markets too, look at that. The trade, the stock markets here, not good, not good, not good. This way, not good. So we'll see. We'll see. I'm going to go ahead and wrap that up here. I hope this reading isn't too long and it doesn't take me hours to upload. And I'll see you guys on my next one. Thank you so much for being with me. Bye.